and we will have our runners make their way through to defeat Mutoid Man. That is the goal of the easy percent, and the goal is to do it in the quickest way possible. So we are underway. Our runners are going to start off here in Arena 1. They have a preset manipulation to be able to get the first drop to be a Razor Shield, and that will cut through the enemies here as we're getting synced up. And you can see both of them going for that top entrance and then making their way to the middle, so very similar strategies here.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's always a good idea. Get a little bit of the Razor Shield involved. You don't have to go too much out of your way. Use those weapons as best as you can. Oopla, unfortunately, just one slightly getting by and taking a whack there early. Gonna be a little bit of a nice lead here for Lucha, getting in there with a 40 compared to a 44 from Oopla.
Yeah, 4-second difference, but that's an empty drop. Now in collect power-ups, looking to take out these various green and red shirt swarmers as quickly as possible, but ultimately looking to collect that blue orb, as that will allow for double firepower, but getting it is hard enough, keeping it is even harder in a lot of cases.
Yeah, usually this first room, as long as you don't grab it in an incredibly awkward spot, you're able to hold it down, but yeah, it just kind of gets progressively tougher as you go through. Got rockets and razors on both. Vitamin R is flowing.
Those are the ideal weapons, as those rockets, they pretty much blast through anything here. And there's a Razor Shield on Oopla's side.
Razor on Lucha's.
Also getting one, but having to do a little dodgery to get there. Now, in Eat My Shrapnel, there are 18 of those suspender-clad shrapnel that enter through the doors rather slowly, but only 4 of them can appear on screen at a time. So you want to be able to dispatch them as well as the swarmers in a timely fashion.
Yeah, always helps to obviously get a little bit of weapon. The Razor will allow you to kind of hold the metal and focus down the shrapnel a little bit more. And an orb there finally for Lucha sees a little bit of something here. Oopla with them rockets. Lucha doing a good job pulling the center there. Is able to get a spreader on it. Is able to really kind of control that center. Oopla still looking for that orb and gets it right there.
At the feet.
There we go. Razor Shield on Lucha's side, looking very nice, really holding that center decently. Oopla doing a pretty good job themselves as well.
You can see that the spawn rate just a little bit higher, and Oopla hoping that was the end of the room, but it doesn't appear to be as such. And trying to utilize it here, and that does clear the room for Oopla. It's going to be in a 302. Despite not having the orb, it has about a 3-second lead here on Lucha Gym as we go into the bonus room, and that gives us time for a little product placement.
Well, Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell. Ugh.
Enchilito, Nacho Burrito. Master Tank, what are you doing here as we head into tank trouble?
Great first drop there for Oopla. Getting those rockets. Probably nothing else you want to see. Lucha able to get a smart bomb, but the gunner gets him down.
Replacement orb able to get it, but already a little bit of a setback here, and just the spawn rate is intense for tank trouble, and that's all it takes is one death to kind of throw things awry here. As you have the tanks, you have the gunners. I have no idea how Lucha didn't lose that orb there.
There it goes. And Oopla, despite it all, was able to actually get an orb back, clears the room pretty well, gets out of there at a 411. Given that early room, you would surprise me telling me he got out of 411, but very well done by Oopla and facing down Mutoid Man first here.
So you need a powered weapon to take out Mutoid Man. The regular P-shirter will not do, and Oopla able to do what's known as a ball buster, able to utilize that orb in the proper position, and that does about 42% of a form of damage on Mutoid Man.
Yeah, it's real nice when you're able to get that lined up and you're able to also utilize your weapons with it. Lucha able to get in, I believe, about a 446, so about 35-second lead as far as the Mutoid Man entries here. But as we know, it all comes down to the drops here. We'll see how this maintains as Oopla has now popped the chest.
So the grenade's less than ideal, especially with the rather herky-jerky movement that is Mutoid Man, and Oopla not going to take the death for the spreader. Well, unfortunately, unintentionally takes it and is going to miss out on that spreader. Gets a rocket instead. Lucha, meanwhile, about a form and a half behind. Now, there's a great spreader location for Oopla, and almost misses it, but is able to take out that form, pop the head, goes to the final form, gets some transfer damage as well. We'll see if the grenades here are going to finish it off. It should here, and will be just north of 6 minutes as the lobbers will be used to take out those shrapnel. It'll probably be about a 6:08, 6:09. Maybe I'm a little ahead of myself here. Nope, okay, 6:08.93. I'm pretty well spot on there. But Oopla is going to take game one with that 6:08.93.
Yeah, very nice first race there from Oopla. Lucha getting a really nice spreader there, able to get it down to the second last form, getting the lobbers in, getting some good damage, and see if we could finish this out strong. Unfortunately, laser coming out from the final form there. Tricky guy just went right to left on him and just hit him with the drive-by right there. And gets it again. Of course, spreader in a fantastic spot. You'd have loved to see that about 2 forms ago, but
he still somehow missed it. So even, I guess it's for the best. I don't know.
Just teasing us at this point.
Yeah, Lucha going to use the lobber, take out Mutoid Man here, and the game is going to be a lot closer than the score indicates here as he finishes a little over a minute behind at a 7:11. But that's because Mutoid Man decided to slurpee up all of the drops. So Oopla up 1-0 here in this best of 5. And Tapatio going to go ahead and head on in and deliver the countdown.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting one here. I know both these runners have been putting in the work, really kind of working these times down. Obviously, you know, both at a sub-6 range now. Oopla, for a runner that entered in as a 20th seed and now has the 6th place on the leaderboard, that just kind of shows the work put in. So you're seeing some really top caliber runners. It's a shame that one of these guys is going to be eliminated on this one, but that's the way it goes. You run in every game. You're running into somebody that probably has a pretty good ability in racing this. So it's nothing but good matchups pretty much from here on out, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of the riffraff like myself were taken out in the early going here. As you had mentioned, myself falling to Lucha Jim to be eliminated, but I got a PB, so there's that.
That's what it's all about for on the progress. It's only me. I'm the only one who can't get past the 6-minute mark, apparently. But otherwise, everybody seems to be really chopping in their times very nicely. It's great to see.
And our tournament organizer and world record holder, Bryself, noting a double PB as, yes, in my first loss to Jackamus, I got a PB there and then bested that, losing to Lucha Jim. Both of them on the final elimination game out of those best of 5s. So apparently all I have to do is get eliminated and I'll PB. So I guess I got to enter more tournaments. What do you mean that's not how it works? Oh, and I see we have some new commands in chat here. A couple of the LOZ Cards fanisms, our lead commentator. The rich getting richer and RNG favors the favorites.
Sometimes it really does, though, doesn't it?
Oh, and Mutoid with the no way.
But here we go.
We are underway for game number 2. We are in Arena 1 and working to take out the roughly 100 and change swarmers that make their way through as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Both got that early smart bomb. It's really, you kind of want that smart bomb a little bit later, almost like what Oopla got. Probably could have hit a little bit earlier, but still pretty good exit here from Oopla, going to be getting out at a 41. Lucha not too far behind with a high 42.
So about a 1.5 seconds difference here in collect power-ups, and that's the goal, to look for those rockets, the razor shields, but ideally the orb. We get the orb on Lucha's side, rockets on Oopla's side.
Razor on Lucha's side, and then the orb on Oopla's side. Yeah, absolutely
and
fantastic
rocket for
drop.
Lucha Jim. So that ideal setup for Lucha here.
This is what you love to see. This is really going to open up these two competitors to being able to really control this room, really just fire down the lanes and get some pretty awesome times going through. Lucha at a sub 120 there. Oopla at about a 123, I believe, going into Eat My Shrapnel.
I think it was a 117 to a 122, so what was about a 1.5 seconds deficit turned into a 5-second lead, and that was just with all the Malk flowing, as now we're here in Eat My Shrapnel.
Yeah, and again, the Razor dropping for Lucha, going to be able to hold that center very easily, can fire down some lines with some swarmers, but ultimately, going to be focusing on those shrapnel, able to keep those numbers pretty well. Oopla had to do a little bit more work for it, but in that same position, pretty well off. Going to get that spread at the end, and very close by here, going into Total Carnage.
Total Carnage is where the game really starts to pick up in intensity, in swarm rate, and just everything else. You've got the swarmers, you've got the shrapnel everywhere. Now, unlike in Eat My Shrapnel, you want to focus more on those green and purple swarmers. The shrapnel, if you have a chance to get to them, great, but if not, you want to just keep those swarmers in and take them out as quickly as possible.
And Lucha, again, getting the really early razors. We had rockets on Oopla, the spreader on Oopla, then into
more
razors,
rockets
for Lucha. It is raining weapons for these two. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, we're going to be floating with some really good pace here going into the bonus room.
We got a 255 into the bonus room and a 258. So both sub 3 minutes. This is some intense competition here. This is very easily a potential semifinal matchup that you're seeing here in the bonus bracket. One of these two is going to be eliminated in this best of 5. It's not fair.
Sometimes it really isn't. Sorry, I just dropped off for a second there. I think the times were too good. It actually just semi-froze my computer there, but yeah, beautiful pace here. Both getting a gunner down. Unfortunately, orb lost on Oopla's side. Lucha able to maintain it, trying to get to these rockets, and does.
Just gets it in time.
Getting that invulnerability, able to hold the center. Oopla able to get a spreader to kind of get some maintain. Needs to really see an orb or some good weapons here to really keep up. Lucha on a phenomenal pace here.
This is looking fantastic. Going to leave the invulnerability behind, looking for the next drop, which is some more rockets. Oh, but he loses the orb.
Right at the end of the room.
Just about over.
Yeah, you kind of don't like it. You could have got the ball buster going into Mutoid, but almost a full, a little bit more than a half salvo of rockets there. Pretty nice. Oopla taking the mine. No.
Oh, no.
Prince Leaf, is that you? What happened there? Oh, no.
A little bit of an oops from Oopla there, as now we've got lobbers on both sides, and Lucha gets zapped.
The lobber getting there, but then unfortunately, yeah, the lasers, the Mutoid man been on point with these laser shots for both players here, being a little scary accurate. Hate to see it.
Oh, of
see
course.
Lucha with the
drops
empty.
were going so well, and now they're just going to be abysmal as we go
Pull
on
up an
here.
arm, though.
Grenades, lobbers, and another zap!
Oh my, just backed up, just right on top of the drop there, and now the empties for Lucha.
Back-to-back invulnerabilities. We got a key over on Oopla's side.
Oh boy.
These are not doing anything other than wasting all of our time, game. We came here to see fast times, not trollings.
Oopla able to get back-to-back lobbers, though. Should be able to, gets down another form here, pops the chest, able to do a lot of damage. Lucha sees that spreader, I think, going for the death for that,
And a key afterward. Oh, no.
These are Tapatio J levels of drops on Mutoid Man I'm seeing here. This is not fun.
So the lead now having shifted here, about a 2-form, now a 3-form lead here for Oopla on the final form. And despite having a dismal tank trouble, looks to be in position here to take game 2 with the most putrid of drops on Lucha Jim's side.
Lucha trying to get that manual in there, get some good damage. Unfortunately, Mutoid shaking all over the place, able to pop the chest right as Oopla is able to finish that final form. It's going to be getting in there at about a mid 630, it looks like.
About a 637, it looks like. And Oopla is going to go up 2-0, and this has to be, I mean, this is, I don't know, what time did Lucha come in at? What was it, 4 something teen? I mean, this is Burgundy levels of Mutoid Man times.
Yeah, the classic 3-minute Mutoid is going to be rearing its head. If these drops, grenades, that's going to get some of it done, but going to need another drop or two here. It's just
and the spreader a little too late, and he's going to sit on it as well. We got another continue.
Just classic RNG here from Mutoid Man. Getting the spreader on there, though, of course.
And another spreader. Where was this earlier in the game? Sweet mercy.
Down it goes. Finally there. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. You might as well, you take yourself out of the last mine there. You run through the explosion. And you leave it behind you right there. Lucha getting finished off just below a 745 there at 744. But the RNG, absolutely fantastic run through that point. And then Mutoid is Mutoid.
That is both what is great about Smash TV and what is frustrating about Smash TV. It just, I mean, Cards fan saying in chat, he absolutely got RNG to death on that fight. And unfortunately, the second verse is same as the first. About a minute difference, and the game was a lot closer than the score indicated.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about sub 3-minute bonus room entries for both these runners, and fairly good tank trouble, honestly, from Lucha's side too. I mean, it's where you need some drops to work for you, and when they don't, when the well runs dry, it is savage.
And for Lucha Jim, it was Sahara levels of dry. So we had the predictions here in chat. Let me take a look at the close numbers here. So does Lucha take the next game? Looks like 48% of the channel points are going towards no, 52 going towards yes. So very close here to see if we're going to have a sweep or if we're going to have a game 4.
I'll throw my hat in the ring here. I really believe that, Lucha, sometimes you just do. I feel like absolutely game 3, this one's going to go to Lucha. We're going to go 2-1, and we're going to go another game. That's how I feel.
I certainly hope so. We've seen enough sweeps here in the tournament. And I've
been there. I mean, I was just there. Yeah. All right, just counted them down. We should be underway shortly. Game number 3 here of match number 1 of 3 on the day. If you want to see some more Smash TV action, we got this match, but we got 2 other fantastic ones coming up. And here we are underway.
Here is
Lucha versus
game
Oopla.
3. So pretty much in stereo, picking up the Razor Shield, and now a little bit of deviation and strategies. Lucha going more for the southern end of the room, and Lucha perhaps looking to spawn. Well, it looks like we have some extra spawns here, but is going to be first out of the room. It'd probably be like a 40, maybe 41 here. Yeah, high 40, mid-high 40 versus a 42 and a half. So probably about a 2-second lead here for Lucha heading into collect power-ups.
Yeah, Lucha with the whole shot right there. Just that little bit more aggressive movement that will kind of earn you a little bit faster times there. Oopla going for a little bit more of a consistent strat, just kind of poking down toward the southern door there. Orb immediately for Lucha. Gotta love to see that on their side. And then the spreaders, but then the Razor Shield on Oopla's side. So able to maintain the room pretty well, but wants to see that orb force.
Well, Lucha is going to be out of the room first, and we've got the exploding shrapnel going to take a little extra time, but that lead stretching just a little bit more into Eat My Shrapnel.
Both runners starting off Eat My Shrapnel, opening up that southwest end, taking out that one shrapnel in the corner and going from there. Oopla not seeing the drops, though, so having a little bit more trouble, going to be taking out these shrapnel. Lucha should be sitting pretty. He's able to maintain this pretty well.
Well, decides to try to force a drop, picking up the dude, that one-up, opting to leave the grenades alone, the not-so-favored orb, the green orb, as I call it.
Yeah, you know, grenades in this room, when you have nothing else and you see those shrapnel building up a little bit, it's something. It will take them out a little bit faster if you're able to really, especially if you have the additional speed movement. But yeah, you want some weapons. And getting rockets here for Oopla, so able to maintain, getting spreaders too. But yeah, again, no orb yet for Oopla here. That's going to be a little bit harsher and harsher as this room goes on.
Well, I believe Oopla carried that over from Eat My Shrapnel, carried over a large majority of the rockets, and then got the spreader. But either way, it's still something. It's something good to see.
And does get the orb, so both runners in similar position here, trying to hold the center, firing down the lanes. Ooh, some shrapnel action there on Lucha's side, able to dodge it, get the rockets too.
And a Razor is going to go off for it here, and that will certainly help with a good portion of the rest of the room. Spreader now for Oopla, and there's the last of the shrapnel, and Oopla takes the lead here by about a second and a half. And we are both in the bonus room and the low 310s.
Here we are, the Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Indeed.
Phenomenal, though. I mean, Oopla really did a great job in Total Carnage there. Used what was given early the rockets brought in, the spreaders, and then parlayed that into the orb very nicely.
One-ups and feet, not ideal here. With this high of an enemy spawn rate now, and invulnerabilities for both. There goes the orb for Lucha. Not able to pick up the invulnerability and is now waiting on the next drop, which is rockets in the middle. And what dodgery!
Yeah, when you know, a little bit of the blessing, when you don't have that orb, it's not something you have to worry about movement-wise. So just kind of sneaking through, getting it done, getting the rockets is going to be able to... but then
gets clubbed down, but there's replacement rockets, the game being generous.
Oopla getting an orb, trying to reestablish the center, gets rockets too. That's going to reestablish the center. And is able to finish it off very nicely done. Kind of a back and forth there, I think, even throughout the room.
Oh, and Lucha getting clubbed down again and is going to miss the rocket.
No. And is able to clear it out with the invulnerability, but Lucha would have wanted those rockets going into this room. And into Mutoid. Let's see what these first drops are. Grenades there for Oopla.
He's going to try for the ball buster and gets it, I think, upon the death.
Yeah, it looked good on this side. Not bad. Grenades there. Going to be able to clear out the gunners. Both runners yet to pop an arm, though. Oopla looking for a weapon. Finally gets it in some grenades. Lobbers on Lucha.
And is going to have to man.
Works around.
As just kind of, there we go. Was probably perhaps looking for an invulnerability. Doesn't get it. And now Mutoid's going to sit on the lobber. Oh, you jerk.
Yeah, sat right on it, completely took it out. I think, with the spreader, maybe trying to get away from that mine that's there on the right side. Grenades for both right now, one arm pop. Ooh, the death, but Lucha gets a drop.
Lucha, get to it. Can you get to it? Yes.
Oh, this is fantastic. Going the right, too. Might be able to work a little manual here on the right side. Doesn't go for it. Goes for the grenades. That consistent damage.
Now grabbing the key, trying to force another drop, and it is some lobbers. Oopla, meanwhile, chest popped open as well. Who's going to pop the head first?
Both getting the lobbers in. Oopla able to get that high chest shot. Lucha not able to. It is very, very close here. Empty drop, unfortunately, invulnerability on Oopla's side. Grenades twice on Lucha's. Ooh, and then sees the lobbers, though, on Oopla. This is going to be, it's coming down to it.
An invulnerability and another death for Lucha. Oh, there's a spreader for Oopla.
Absolutely fantastic.
Are you kidding me?
But
Final four, but we're going to have transfer damage on Oopla's side.
That transfer damage, that might mean everything right here. Can survive the lasers, gets around the lasers, able to get to the lobbers. Can it do it?
Another death for Lucha. Oopla's going to take
and that's going to do
sweep.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely neck and neck. Lucha's probably going to get it done with about a half clip here, I'd imagine. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, right there.
7:05 for Oopla. Lucha.
And a heck of a race there.
Getting troll-toided at the end is going to be less than 15 seconds behind. And Lucha Jim, unfortunately, is going to be eliminated from the tournament. Oopla will advance